Hi friends, welcome to my video today. I am sharing with you 8 crock pot recipes and they are all soups. I love soup, especially in the wintertime, but really all year long. But I also absolutely love using my crock pot. It just makes cooking so much easier for me. So I have 8 really awesome soup recipes using my crock pot. So last week I did a survey on my channel and I got a lot of votes on it, over 300 votes. And you guys said that you prefer my crockpot videos. So I'm gonna be doing a lot more crockpot cooking and sharing these videos with you because you have told me that you love them. If you're new to my channel and you enjoy crockpot videos, make sure you click subscribe. Tons of recipes for you on my channel and lots more videos to come. So make sure you subscribe and click that bell button next to subscribe so you get a notification when I post new videos. This video today is in collaboration with my friend Tiffany, and her channel is called Small Town 6. I'll put all of her information in my description box, but check out her video after this one. She's also going to be making some crockpot meals to share with us. So make sure you check out her video. Let me show you these really awesome 8 soup recipes. We're going to be starting with a chicken corn chowder. So I have my chicken breasts, I have my drained can of corn, I have some cut up carrots and some diced green chilies as well. I'm going to add in some garlic powder and I'm also going to add in some onion powder, some pepper to taste as well. And you can measure those seasonings to your liking. I'm going to add in heavy whipping cream to make this nice and creamy, so good. And I use this better than bouillon to make chicken broth. So I have 2 cups of chicken broth. This is going to be so yummy, so nice and creamy. I'm going to cook this on low for 7 to 8 hours. Now that it has cooked and done, I'm going to remove the chicken. And chicken is going to be so nice and tender and just ready to shred up. So I'm going to remove it with my tongs and I'm going to shred it with my favorite little kitchen gadget ever. Well, my favorite gadget besides my crock pot is this little chicken shredder. Less than $10 on Amazon and I use this thing all the time. I'm going to link it in the description box. If you want one, head over to Amazon. Oh my gosh, it is such a fun thing to use to shred chicken. You can definitely shred just with a fork or even a mixer if you'd like, but I like this gadget a lot. So I'm going to add back in my shredded chicken, and then this is going to be such a great corn chowder, and adding the chicken makes it so nice and hearty and higher in protein. So I just absolutely love this soup. It is such a great time of year for soup. I just love having it ready, which makes a big batch. So I just love soup. I have it almost every day because I make a lot of it and it makes a lot of leftovers, which is wonderful. This is going to be a taco chili. So I have a pound of ground turkey. I have my taco seasoning. I'm going to use 2 tablespoons. I like this big jar of taco seasoning, but you can use your favorite brand. You can use a packet if you'd like. So 2 tablespoons of taco seasoning. I have some black beans washed and drained, some corn that is drained as well, some kidney beans washed and drained, some diced tomatoes, the whole can. I'm going to add in some green salsa. This is a mild salsa. I love this one. It's nice and smooth, but 1 cup of green salsa. And I'm going to add in 2 cups of chicken broth. Give this a little stir, and I love anything kind of taco related, chili related. So this is kind of a combination of 2 of my favorite things. So I'm going to cook this one on high, and it's just going to take 3 to 4 hours. You can cook it on low for 7 to 8 hours if you would like, whichever you have time for. So this is so filling. It's so delicious. It is definitely one of my favorites. I could just live off of chili and anything taco flavoring as well. So I'm going to add a little bit of shredded cheese on top. You can add a little bit of avocado if you'd like. So good. So I'm going to be doing a vegetable soup. Love getting extra veggies. So I have carrots, celery, onion. I have some fire roasted canned salsa that is just really great. I have a can of corn drained, black beans washed and drained. I have a bell pepper. You can use any color you'd like, but I love orange. It is my favorite. I have a can of lentils, so great, Great Northern beans, and tomato sauce. Just a really awesome, tons of veggies. I have 4 cups of chicken broth. You can do a vegetable broth with this as well to keep it super veggie. I'm adding in some seasonings as well, some garlic powder, and this is so good and just so loaded up with vegetables. I am just really into soups, and so I have been making a big batch of this, and I actually freeze it as well, which makes it so wonderful and convenient. I can make this big, huge crock pot, and we can have it for a meal, and then I can freeze the rest, and we can have it as a side dish, or sometimes I just need to warm up, and so I pull out a serving of this vegetable soup. It's super low in calories and just really great. So these are my soup freezer molds that I really, really like these a lot. I just got these this year, and since I've been making so many soups, they are so helpful. And I just pour the soup into the mold. It has little measurements on the side, 1/2 cup and 1 cup. And then you just fill it up to as high as you want. And then there's a little lid, and then these stack in the freezer really well. And then I usually add, after it's been frozen for a day or two, I add these to a Ziploc bag if I need to reuse my silicone molds for some more soup, if I'm making more soup. So I just absolutely love these. I will link these as well in the description box along with my chicken shredder. These are from Amazon. So I'm going to make a turkey potato soup. I have a pound of ground turkey. I have 2 cups of frozen hash browns. This is a really awesome dump and go. I have some frozen peas and carrots, 1 cup. I have some corn that is drained. I'm going to use a can of drained corn. And I'm going to be making kind of a little bit of a sauce. I have 1 cup of sour cream. And I'm also going to add in 1 cup of milk. So I'm going to mix this together before I add it into my crock pot. I'm going to add in 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce, which I just love the flavor of. So this sauce is going to be really, really yummy. I like to mix it in my little bowl before I add it to the crock pot, but you could just add all the things into the crock pot as well. I'm adding in my garlic powder, onion powder as well. I'm going to give this a whisk to make this yummy, yummy sauce. I'm going to add in some cornstarch to thicken it a bit. And this soup is going to be so nice and creamy and hearty and just really, really delicious. It's so good with the potatoes, and it just doesn't get any easier than this with the frozen hash browns and the frozen veggies. I'm adding in 2 cups of beef broth as well, and I'm going to cook this on high or on low. Low for 7 to 8 hours, high for 3 to 4 hours. And this is just really, really great. I love doing anything kind of potato related in the crock pot because they come out so good, so nice and cooked, so tender. So this is really great. Lots of veggies, lots of protein as well. So I'm going to be doing a chicken noodle soup, one of my favorite soups. I have 2 chicken breasts. I have some carrots that I diced up. I have some garlic powder. This one's really simple. You can add celery also if you would like. I'm just not a huge celery fan, so I kept it out of this version of my chicken noodle. I'm adding in 4 cups of chicken broth and then another 2 cups, so 6 cups total. I'm going to cook this on low for 7 to 8 hours or high for 3 to 4 hours. I'm going to take out the chicken for this one. I'm going to shred it and make it just nice and small sized. But I'm going to take this out and I'm going to add in my noodles. So I'm going to add in wide egg noodles. I'm going to do 4 cups. And then I'm going to put this into the crock pot, put the lid back on, and these noodles will cook in the crock pot. So they'll take about 25 to 30 minutes. And so while these are in the crock pot, I will make the shredded chicken. So I'm going to use my favorite chicken shredder gadget again to shred this chicken. So super easy, and like I mentioned, you don't have to use this shredder. I just love it, but you can use a mixer, works really well, and you can just use kind of tongs and a fork as well. But you'll want to kind of shred this a bit so it's nice and kind of bite-sized. I'm just going to press it into these little prongs that are on here. Here's the prongs for the top part of it. Push it down, and then you just give it a little spin, and then you are good to go. So you can do as many spins as you want. If you want it really shredded, you can just spin away, or you can just do a few spins to just give it a little bit of a shred. So I'm going to do that with these chicken pieces, and then they'll be ready to go back into my soup. So my noodles are cooked and they are just absolutely perfect. So easy for this soup, and just dump it in and then you're ready to go. So I'm gonna add my chicken back into this, and then this chicken noodle soup is just perfect. Like I said, it is one of my favorites for sure. I'll put the recipe for these soups in the description box, so check that out if you want to make any of these, and I'll have all the exact measurements for everything in those recipes in the description box. So this one is so good, and I just love it. It is on repeat, actually. I make this one quite often. So I'm going to do a loaded cauliflower soup, and I love using cauliflower kind of in place of like a baked potato. So it's kind of like a baked potato soup. I have heavy whipping cream, cheese. I have this already fully cooked bacon, Parmesan cheese, better than bouillon for my chicken broth, and then Parmesan cheese and an onion as well. So all the ingredients for this loaded baked potato soup, but it's going to be a loaded cauliflower soup to keep it a little bit healthier with the cauliflower instead of potatoes. So very dump and go. I just have my cauliflower that I'm going to just dice up so it's in smaller pieces. And you can just do small, medium-sized pieces, work great. I have 2 cups of shredded cheddar cheese. I have my better than bouillon that I'm going to make my chicken broth, and I use this same one for beef broth as well. They have a beef version and a vegetable version, so I just love better than bouillon. I have my chicken broth. I have milk as well. I'm going to add in my grated Parmesan cheese. This is going to be so nice and creamy, nice and rich as well. I have half of a diced onion. I'm going to be adding in the bacon now. So you can use any kind of cooked bacon. I love buying this one that's already pre-cooked, super easy. So I'm just cutting it with my kitchen scissors and into some small pieces. So definitely make sure it's cooked bacon and just get it in there and give it a stir. Anything with bacon is amazing. So this is a huge, huge hit. It's really, really yummy. So I'm going to add my lid on. I'm going to cook this. You can do on low for 7 to 8 hours or on high for 3 to 4 hours, depending on how much time you have to cook it. So I just love coming home to a really awesome cooked meal at the end of the day. We have really busy schedules, and so I really try and do really simple dump and go crock pots that everything is delicious and we come home to a really awesome meal. So I am mashing this cauliflower to make it nice and smooth. I like to use this meat masher because I don't want to break up the bacon too much. You could use an immersion blender if you'd like. So I'm going to be doing a Marry Me chicken soup. So I have my chicken breast, and I'm going to add in all of the ingredients that you would do like in a Marry Me chicken casserole or skillet. So I have celery, I have my Italian seasoning. I'm going to do some sun-dried tomatoes, which I actually love sun-dried tomatoes in this. So I have my minced garlic, a tablespoon, and then I have my sun-dried tomatoes. So I like to get these that are already kind of sliced up, the julienne cut. They are packaged in oil, so they're just really, really great. I have my beans. I have my 4 cups of chicken broth, and this is so tasty. I think anything with some sun-dried tomatoes is definitely a huge hit for me. So I'm going to cook this on low for 7 to 8 hours, and it is just great. So I'm going to remove my chicken, shred the chicken up, and then I'll put it back in. So it is just a really great soup. I love soup as a whole meal if it has a lot of chicken or protein in it, or you can do soup as a side dish. We do a lot of soup and salad. So I have my chicken shredder again that I get so much use out of. Like I said, it was less than $10 and I use it all the time. I mean, I have gotten my money's worth out of it so many times over, so I just absolutely love this. Very, very easy to use as well, and great quality. I'm very impressed with the quality too. So I love soups. We do a lot of soup and salad, a lot of soups as appetizers as well before a main course maybe. So soups are just so fun to make, and you can make them really healthy. Soup can be really healthy, which I love, and I just, especially in January, I always am trying to do kind of a health kick. So it's just great to make a lot of healthy soups and get super healthy towards the beginning of the year. So I'm still on kind of a little bit of a health kick, making lots of soups and getting super healthy. So this chicken is so nice and tender. It just falls apart. and it's just really easy to shred as well. So anything with kind of chicken in the crock pot comes out so good and just shreds up. If you like shredded chicken, just definitely, there's so many crock pot recipes with chicken that you can shred up, and it just is absolutely delicious. So this is really great with the chicken and the tomatoes and the beans as well. Nice and filling, and just a really good hearty soup that I love. Definitely one of my favorites. I love anything with this Marry Me kind of recipes. The Marry Me chicken, I do Marry Me meatballs as well, so it's super good. So I'm gonna do a white chicken chili. I have chicken thighs for this one, and these chicken thighs, they just fall apart after they've been cooking all day, and they are so tender. I just can't get enough of this. So I have 2 jars because I got substituted in my grocery pickup, but 2 of these little jars of green salsa, or you can just use 1 cup if you can get a bigger can. I have a can of Great Northern beans washed and drained, kidney beans washed and drained, and then I have my favorite frozen Southwest blend veggies. It's corn, black beans, onion, some bell peppers as well, very easy. I have a cup of chicken broth, and then I'm gonna give this a little stir. And once this has been cooking all day, you can do on high for 3 to 4 hours or on low for 7 to 8 hours. After it's been cooking, you can add in, and you don't have to, but I love to add in cream cheese. It makes this so rich, so delicious, and just amazing. I now have my mom making this recipe all the time. It's on repeat at her house. I made it for them, and she just loved it so much. So they are always making this white chicken chili now. But so good. Just it shreds right in the crock pot, the chicken. So tender, so easy to shred. And then once you have it all shredded up, you can add in the cream cheese and then put the lid back on and let it just melt into the crock pot with everything. It'll take about 20 to 30 minutes. Put the lid back on, and then you can stir it and just mix around the cream cheese. So it is creamy and smooth and so, so good. Anything with cream cheese is definitely amazing, of course. So I'll put this lid back on, let it heat up, and that will just melt so perfectly. So this white chicken chili, huge, huge hit. Definitely one of my favorites for sure. I hope that you loved these recipes. I can't wait to see what Tiffany at Small Town 6 is making in her crockpot recipes. Like I mentioned at the beginning, we're doing a collaboration together, sharing with you our crockpot recipes that we just love. So this is definitely one of my favorites, and I can't wait to see what Tiffany is making as well. So this next one, please leave me a comment if you have any questions at all. Check out Tiffany's video as well on what she's making, and don't forget to subscribe. And I hope that you loved these, and I hope to see you again in my next video. Have a really great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time.